Welcome back to the Learning Lab class, Craft and Create, Find Your Next Hobby. My name is Melissa, and I'm one of the Adult and Teen Services librarians at the Arcadia Public Library. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the resource Creativebug, and specifically, we're going to be looking at navigating videos. So let's take a look. In our previous videos, we took a look at the various ways to search and browse for content within Creativebug. And in this video, we're going to take a look at how to navigate individual videos and classes to make the most out of your account. So I'm going to go ahead and search for a skill that I'd like to learn, which is mending. So I'm going to go ahead and click in the search bar at the top and then type in what I'm looking for. Now I've got some search results. I did a pretty specific search, so I got pretty specific results. If you do a more general search like knitting, and like we did in one of our previous videos, you get way more results. So it just depends on what you're looking for. So I've got these search results, and you'll remember that there are different types of videos and content within Creativebug. So some are full classes, and some are going to be just technique videos or shorter videos. So we'll take a look at these to see what we've got here. So if I click on View Class for How to Mend Clothing, I'm taken to a page that is for a class. And so this is going to be, it looks like a multi-part class. And I can tell that because when I come down here, it's got a pretty long description. So there's a lot of things that are going to be covered. And here it indicates it's a 3-part series. And I'll show you where else that shows up. So on this page that we get to when we clicked on the class, in the upper left corner, it gives me the name. And it also gives me a star rating based on people who have completed the class. On the bottom corner of the video, it shows me who the class is taught by. And then below that, we'll come back to these buttons, but it defaults to description. And so there is a description below the video. It tells me what level it is. This class is for beginners, and it's approximately an hour. If I keep scrolling below the description, there is a class discussion area where I can add questions or comments about the class, and I can also read other people's questions and comments. You can also, below that, view who else in Creativebug has recently taken this class. And this, again, is that social aspect of Creativebug. And then right below that, they give you some suggestions for other classes that you might be interested in based on this class. I will also note that the class discussion section is really handy. If you're working through a class and you get stuck or you have a question, you can type it in here, and other users and oftentimes the instructor will respond to you. So for example, this person wrote a comment with a question, and the instructor got back to them with an answer. So that is one of the great features of Creativebug. There is a community, so there is support for you for your crafts. So I've gone back up to the top of the screen, and we're going to take a look at these other buttons under the video itself. So description we covered, and that's what it defaults to. And then there's going to be chapters. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that button. And what that does is it shows me the different, it shows me the different chapters that are within this video. So this one has the short overview, it goes over the materials, and then there are 3 longer videos that make up most of this class. And I can see over here on the right-hand side how long each chapter is. The next tab is the materials tab. And this is handy because this will tell you, even before you start watching videos for a class, what materials you'll need to follow along. They'll all be listed here. The next tab is the gallery. And the gallery has all of the images that the instructor and other members in the Creativebug community have uploaded that relate to this class. So sometimes, depending on the class, this is a great place to look for inspiration and just see what other people are making. Next, there's the discussion, which kind of just pushes you back down that page to see the questions and comments, which we've already looked at. I'm going to scroll back up. There is a notes section, which allows you to save notes for yourself within the class. These are just for you. I'm going to go ahead and cancel out of that. And then there's also this watch list button. And watch list is where you can click on this and it will save this class to your account so that you can return to it or watch it later. It's a great way to keep track of all the content in Creativebug that you might be interested in. There's a lot of stuff within Creativebug, and you can sometimes get a little overwhelming. So when you come across something that you're interested in, a good way to keep track of it is adding it to that watch list. And then finally, there is this transcript button. And the transcript button will give you the transcript for each chapter of the video. So right now I am in that, if we take a look at chapters, I'm in that overview video. So this down here is the transcript for the overview section. And as I move to other chapters, it will, so if I click on this one, I'm just gonna pause it real quick and go back to transcript, it gives me the much longer transcript for that whole video. You can also download the transcript. So this is just another accessibility feature within Creativebug, which is very handy to have. Sometimes if this is the way in which you learn best, a transcript is handy to have. All right, so let's take a look at the different menu options that appear when you're watching a video. So first, you can just click on a video anywhere on it to get it to start playing. You can click on it again to pause it. You can also start and stop the video by using the first button in the menu, which is the play button. And then when it's playing, it will turn to the pause button, which is just the two vertical arrows. It's a manned garment. Like that. The next button just to the right of that is a navigation button that allows you to move backwards or rewind for 10 seconds. So if you need to see part of a video again, or you missed something that the instructor said, you can back it up just a little. You can also navigate throughout the video by clicking on the bar right up here and clicking at different points to jump to that part of the video. You'll notice next to this blue line, the blue line is what you've watched already. There's a lighter gray area, and that is how much of the video has loaded. And then there's this darker gray area, and that has not loaded yet. And I'll show you how, if it's not loading fast enough, how we might be able to adjust that in settings. And we'll take a look at that in just a minute. But I did want to draw your attention to that part of the navigation so that you have some idea of what is going on with your video loading. The button next to rewind is going to be jumping ahead. So it's the next up, and that'll take you to the next chapter within the class. Next up, we've got this volume button. So this is volume that is specific to this video. It is not your system's volume. So you'll also usually have a volume control on your actual device. This is separate. This is one that is just for the video. Next to that, you've got two numbers. The first one is how much you've watched of the video, and then the second one is how much time of the video that you're currently watching is in total. Great. Then we're going to head over to the right-hand side group of icons. This first one is if you want to cast it to, this specifically is Chromecast, so if you have a smart device that you can cast it to, you could do so here. The next one is closed captioning. So in addition to transcripts, there is also closed captioning available for some videos. So you can turn that on by clicking on this button. And even within that, there are additional settings for closed captioning. So you would turn on what language you want, but you could also in settings change the font, how it appears. You've got a lot of flexibility with your subtitles and closed captioning. So I'm going to go ahead and close that. This next button will give you more videos. So this is sometimes handy if it's a longer class. You can see the visual of the different chapters that are available just right within this window. And then the last two buttons, the gear is the settings, and this is where if your video is loading slow or your internet's having a little trouble, you can adjust the quality of the video to raise or lower the resolution. It's going to default to 720p. If you have a great internet connection and you want to watch it in 1080, you can. If your internet's having a little bit of trouble, you can bump it down. So you've got your flexibility there. And then finally, there is these two diagonal arrows, and that allows you to make your video full screen. And you would just click on it again if you want to make it not full screen, or you can press escape on your keyboard. So let's back up and let's take a look at a video that's maybe not a full class and look at the differences. So I'm going to do a search up top for knitting, and I'm going to select this chic sheep yarn with Marley Bird, and I can see that it's going to be a cbtv video. And so cbtv are accessed right up top here, but they also come up in your search results. And so let's take a look at the differences between this video and a full class like the mending class we were just looking at. So it's got a lot of the same elements. It's got a description, it's got a class discussion, it's got people who've recently taken it, and it's got related classes that it's suggesting. But you'll notice that in the chapters, there's only one. There's only one 15-minute video within this group. The gallery doesn't have a ton here. There's one image from the instructor, but there's no other member gallery images. And there is also not closed captioning or transcript available for this cbtv. So those features are not always available. It's going to depend on the video type. So they will generally be available for full classes, but if it's a cbtv video, sometimes the closed captioning and the transcripts will not be available. Again, you can add notes to yourself. You can also add it to your watch list, whatever works for you. Let's take a quick look at our account again to see where all of those watch list videos end up. So I'm going to go up top here and I'm going to end up in my watch list. And my watch list is a place where all those videos that I've saved will show up. If I don't want to have it on my watch list anymore, I can just click on the X. I also have the ability to share my watch list. So if I want to share it on social media, if I want to email it to somebody, if I want to post it on my blog, I can do that. You can also, from your account, click on recently watched, and it's going to show you the classes and videos that you've recently viewed anything from. My recently watched classes mirrors my watch list right now because that's all I've done in this account so far. But As you move through, there may be things that are in recently watched classes that are not on your watch list, or vice versa. Another handy thing that's helpful with Creativebug is it keeps track of the classes you've taken. So these are the classes that I've partially watched so far, and I can go ahead from here if they for some reason weren't already on my watch list. I can click on them from here to get back to them. Now, the last thing I just want to talk about real quick as it relates to classes and videos is the gallery. You have a couple different places where you can add to the gallery. You can do so by clicking on your account icon in the upper right corner and then clicking on My Gallery. And this is where if you would like to add a picture of your creation, you can do so. So I'm going to go ahead and click Add Your Image, and you can add an item description. You can note which class it's related to, if it's related to a class, and then you can click on Upload Image, and that will bring you to your computer where you can navigate to find a file that you want to save. And then you would just go ahead and click save and it will upload it and it will be available here in your gallery. The gallery, you'll remember, is also available from the home page under Gallery tab right up here at the top. And it'll be shared to the community gallery, but it will also be in My Gallery if you have anything uploaded. So just a quick note about the gallery. It is a handy way to be involved in the Creativebug creative community and share all of the fun things that you're making. So in this video, we took a look at how to navigate videos and your account. I hope that you'll join us for our next video where we're going to be taking a look at navigating the Creativebug app. Feel free to leave us a comment below or reach out to library staff if you have any other questions.